Hey you groovers, welcome back. Another episode of Fear and Loathing Middle Age with your depressed host Duncan Greenfield. Well, today I've got hold of a new pot, a cast iron pot that a work buddy of mine, Dan Botchneck, and what I mentioned in the past, Polish lad. He bought a cast iron hunter's pot and he wanted to know if he'd get me one as well. So I said, yeah, get me one as well. But I'll just take you around it. Here it is. Always quite fancy one of these. It's a 5 litre pot. It's got all Polish white on it. It's a genuine Polish article. Came from Poland. And it's cast iron, but it has like an enamel inner to it. It's just more like a stewing pot as opposed to a type of oven. Real cool bit of kit. Really like it. And what I'm going to do today is, well, I can't cook today because the weather's bloody terrible. Look at that, I mean, flipping heck. And I'm going to make a type of beef stew that's going to be a cross between a goulash and a goulash with a barbecue tinge to it. So what I'll do is I'll prep the meat today. I'll show you how I prep the meat, and then maybe tomorrow I'll actually start putting the dish together. But you'll get it all in one big video when this gets loaded up. Okay, right. I'll just get the meat ready and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll bring you back. Okay, the meat I'm going to use is actually a shin of beef. The reason I'm using shin of beef is it's actually the part of the cow that's, well, the shin, obviously, and it's the leg part of it, well, the shin. It's very tender meat. I've got a nice big shin of beef here. And I also asked for the bone because some butchers will sell you the shin of beef with the bone in and they sell by weight, but my butcher said he takes the meat off the shin and sells so you get more for your money. You actually get meat for your weight. And he gave me the bone for free, so that's how good he is. So I'll definitely be using him again. He's Partridge's Butchers. He's from Bromsgrove. Real nice chap. Definitely start using him more regularly now. He's a proper butcher. Well, without further ado, I'll start. So what I'm going to do is take out the shin of beef. And I'm going to trim all the fat off it, sorry. There's quite a bit of fat on that. The bone side. Now, well, I'll tell you what, I'll bring you back. It's going to take a while. I'll bring you back after I've trimmed it. Okay. Okay, now I've trimmed all this meat. Now that's quite a substantial amount off the shin. So that's a nice, neatly trimmed shin of beef. It took quite a bit of filleting, but it's well worth the effort because it is a lovely cut of meat once you get it in. This is the waste. Look at the amount of fat I took off that. A lot of fat off that. And not forgetting the flavoursome bone. Because what I'm going to do with the bone is I'm just going to put the whole thing in like that in with the stew, because all that marrow will drop out. There's a lot of flavour in that bone. The marrow will drop out and I'll throw the carcass away, and that will give it enough flavour to make it a really nice a real nice pot of stew. So without further ado, I shall now start prepping the barbecue sauce. I'm going to marinate the meat in. Okay, I'll get the ingredients together and I'll bring you back. Okay, you groovers, for my barbecue sauce I've got a cup of tomato ketchup, 2 tablespoons of soft brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. That's my basic barbecue sauce, so I'm going to put that in now. In goes the soy sauce. Just the basic barbecue sauce. That's what a barbecue sauce is soy sauce, ketchup and brown sugar. In goes the brown sugar. Oh, I better turn the stove on. And in goes the tomato ketchup. Lots of tomato ketchup. And I'll bring that to the simmer. And once that's ready to go, I'll bring you back. Right, now the barbecue sauce is coming on lovely now. It's lovely, umptuous and silky and black. It's got that nice, it's pouring lovely. It's coming off the spoon nice. And look at that, I mean, oh wow. It's beautiful chocolatey brown colour. It smells, and tastes divine. If you don't want to do this, you can always just go to Asda or Morrison's and buy a tub of HB barbecue sauce and just put it in. But I prefer to make my own barbecue sauce. I mean, this is really lovely. So that's just, it's not boiling, it's just dripping to like that. So I'm going to switch off, take off the heat now, sunny mildly warm, I'm going to pour it straight into the bag. And this is going to give it a lovely background barbecue flavour. Lovely background barbecue flavour. I haven't finished with that pot yet. Now, I'll really massage all that into the meat now. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that, so delivery from the postman. Yeah, I'm going to put this bone in. Oh no, I want to massage all this up first. So I'm going to get all this lovely barbecue flavour sauce all in and around the meat. So I'm going to massage that all in, get it all really massaged in. So I want that flavour to really permeate into the meat. So when I cook it, you'll get that lovely barbecue background flavour in the meat. Oh, this is going to be a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to eat. This is, oh, I couldn't mess it right in. That's all there like that. Now I'm going to get the bone. So this is the messy bit. Because this bone will go in the pot with the stew. So I'm going to coat all this as well in it. Oh, messy, messy, messy. Really get all that barbecue sauce all over the bone, all around the marrow. And that'll marinate with the meat. Oh God, look at that there. That will turn to jelly and that will drop out into the stew, into the, well, goulash. Well, my version of goulash. I mean, there's so many variants of goulash, it's unbelievable really. So now the bone's nicely coated with the barbecue sauce. Oh, I really want to lick my fingers, but you can't do it with raw meat. Let's pop that in there. Wash my hands. Dry my hands. Reseal that. Get all the air out as much as you can. And then we'll pop that in the fridge. They're great, these sealy bags. With an alternative, if you don't want to put it into the pot, you can get that meat, put it onto skewers and cook it over a barbecue. Actually barbecue the meat, actually really barbecue the meat. So there we have prepped meat with the bone, ready for the little version of goulash. And I'll pop that in the fridge and I'll bring you back. Okay, you groovers, I'll just give you a quick whiz on the ingredients I'm going to make for the whole of the goulash now. I've got the meat already prepared, ready to go, as we prepared well 2 days ago. The weather's just turned nice now. In here I've got 1 cup of paprika, 1 teaspoon of white pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt. I've got 4 kernels of allspice, 4 cloves, well, cloves, these type of cloves, these type of things, I'll show you that. Them, quite aromatic. 3 bird's eye chilies, 3 cloves of garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of caraway seeds, and 1, what's that called now? Anise, is it? Star anise, don't know what it's this. 1 of them. 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, which I'm going to blend into a smooth paste with my blender. Because I don't want any lumpy bits, I want a nice smooth paste. 2 sweet pointed peppers, 2 medium-sized onions, and about 3 or 4 leaves of fresh sage, and about 2 teaspoons of chopped dill. That's the ingredients. What I'll do is I'll chop it all up and put it together, and I'll bring you back. Okay, here's all the ingredients prepped. As I say, in there we have the cup of paprika, tablespoon of white pepper, tablespoon of salt. In here we have the 2 onions and the 3 cloves of garlic. Sorry. Here we have the freshly chopped dill, which will go in later in the cooking pot, along with the sweet pointed peppers. And we have the lard, the 4 kernels of allspice, the 4 cloves, the sage, the star anise, and the caraway seeds, and the chopped chilies. And in here we have the 2 tins of blitzed tomatoes into a smooth paste. Oh, forgot to mention, you want to put a tablespoon of tomato puree in that as well. So there's a tablespoon of tomato puree and 2 cans of chopped tomatoes in there. And I also forgot to mention vegetable oil. Vegetable oil will go in with the lard when we first start to season the oil with the herbs. So I shall bring you back when it's all about to go into the pot. Okay, you groovers. So now our pot is over the hot coals. It's nicely warmed up. I'll start putting the ingredients in there. So I'll take the lid off. Shove it to frying speed. First thing to go in is the lard. Then a good glug of vegetable oil. Nice good glug. That sizzle away. Then go our sage, allspice, cloves, star anise, caraway seeds and chilies. All goes in. Oh, the aroma's coming off. This is fantastic. What a lovely pot to cook with. Thanks, Dan. Sizzle away. I'll just show you what it looks like. The next thing to go in is our onions and garlic. Onions and garlic sizzling away there. Oh, it smells fabulous. Coal, nice good bed of coals there on the old Polish pot. couple of minutes. I think the next thing to go in is the meat. Sorry about that, it's all the sky. This is an unedited version of cooking. So in goes our meat with the bone. Grab you again. Lovely shin of beef. Now I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes now. Put the lid back on. And when the next, leave that for about 10 minutes now to bubble up, and I'll bring you back. Okay, you groovers, let's see what we got now. It's been going for about 20 minutes now, bubbling away. Oh yes, looks nice. I'll show you that. Smells fantastic. Give that another stir. Oh yeah. There's the bone, the marrow, look, it's falling out, it'll melt right out. Now what I'm going to do now is add the rest of the ingredients. So in goes the peppers, and in goes the paprika, salt and white pepper. Sorry about the shakers of the camera, but I am a one-man band. Put that in there. Oh. And last but not least, the lovely tomato. Give that a nice stir. Ooh. I can tell you now, it smells sensational. I know I said that before, but this really is quite a goulash. Whoop. Look at that. Mix it all up. Now I'll let that simmer now for about 3 or 4 hours, because that shin of beef will be lovely and tender. It is coming on beautifully. So I'll take that shin of beef out when it's stand the shin of beef up like that. Now that's going to be so flavoursome. So let's let that cook now, and I'll put the dill in near the end of it. The dill being that, I shall put that in near the end of the pot. at the end of the cooking process. Another few hours, and I shall put the top on. Leave that alone, and I shall bring you back in a couple of hours. Oh, okay, I'm losing a bit of daylight now, so I'm going to try and get this done pretty quickly. It's been going for about a few hours now. I'm going to put the dill in now. Oh wow, look at this. Look at that, you groovers. Now that is a lovely, lovely pot of goulash. Give it a bit of a stir. That's looking nice, isn't it, eh? Okay, what I'm going to do now is put the dill in. I love dill, it reminds me of Eastern Europe, of the Ukraine and Russia. It's got a lovely, lovely smell to it. I'm going to put that in. And give that about another 15 minutes. Oh wow, that looks nearly there. So it's been going for about 4 or 5 hours now, and I'll pop the bone out in a minute. I'm going to give that another 15 minutes, and then we'll do the taste test. Just put it back. Oh man, I won't bother putting the clamp on because it's nearly done now. So I've got the gauntlet so I can easily pick it up and take it off the heat. So another quarter of an hour, I'll bring you back. We'll do the taste test. I just wanted to show you something. When I got this pot, I got this blue fan with it, and you sort of fan the flame, fan the coals. Sorry. So this is what happens when you fan the coals. It brings up the heat, blows the ash away. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. This came with that. Superb. Anyway, bring you back in a bit. Okay, you groovers, this is it now. I mean, I'm sorry, I've had to put a light up now because it's got quite dark. It is the middle of winter in, well, not the middle of the winter, we're still in winter in March. But it has been going for about 4 hours now. I started this about 3 o'clock. But I'll just show you what it looks like now. Bubbling away beautifully now. What I'm going to do now is remove the bone. Oh, it's lovely. It smells gorgeous. Oh, damn. Look at that. Splattered it everywhere. Oh, no. It's going everywhere. There's the bone. Oh, that's the bone. I'm going to put that aside. Put the bone aside. All the marrow's gone out the bone. Look at the state of my hands. That's because I'm using one hand. I'm trying to hold this camera and do this at the same time. I'm going to give that a stir. Now, I'm going to plate some stuff up. Oh, just smells fantastic. Look at that. That's goulash. Plate some up now. My version of goulash. Okay, now for the taste test. Okay, you groovers, so this is the taste test of the goulash that I've made in the Polish pot. It has been about 4 hours. I can assure you it's about 4 hours because it is winter in England, so the sunlight we haven't got much sunlight in the daytime anyway, so I'll just give you a taste test. And here it is. Beautiful sauce. And this meat, you can see it, but it falls apart. It is just umptuous. The shin of beef is just beautiful. And the sauce, that barbecue background. Sorry about that, was star anise. Oh man. It's umptuous and sumptuous. Anyway, that's my well, how can I describe it? It is my barbecue marinated beef goulash in a Polish cast iron pot or a hunter's pot, and well, that's it. If you like it, give me a like, and maybe just leave a comment in the bottom of the comments bar. That's me, Duncan Greenfield, Fear and Loathing Middle Age, signing off. Thank you. Oh God.